Okay, I wanted to give you a little bit more information on my meals. Um, what I think is very important to know is the type of scale that you use. I was using a manual scale and weighing my meats that way, and about maybe the 6th day in, something said get a digital scale, and I had already weighed my meat and just had them portioned, had them in little baggies, and just stored in the freezer or the refrigerator. And what I found was when I bought the digital scale was that the manual scale, although it was weighing 3 ounces, see, I was eating 3 ounces at first, and according to the manual scale, when I bought the digital scale, reweighing the portions that I had already um, weighed out, just so I can go in and cook them, and the portions are already ready. They were over like 2 ounces, and I was like, ah! So use a digital scale. I highly recommend that. So there'll be no errors. And again, as I told you in a previous video, that my cooking oil that I use is water and lemon juice, which I've learned since being on this diet. Of course, you can, it tell you to boil or grill your meats. I choose to use a little water just to cover the surface of the pan, and lemon juice, and oh, wonderful! I never knew food could taste so wonderful without using oil. Um, the oils I typically cook with have always been olive oil and vegetable oil or coconut oil more recently. But of course, since being on this diet, you have to eliminate all fats. So I haven't been using any oil. And so that's why I tell people my new oil is water and lemon juice. And it just enhances your food so beautifully. It's just wonderful. So I will put that in the pan and do it as if I'm sauteing or stewing my chicken or my steak. I have tried the George Foreman grill, but because I haven't been able to use oil, it kind of sticks. It's more difficult to clean. So I've just eliminated my George Foreman grill altogether, and I just either put my food in the oven or mainly on top of the stove, though, and prepare my foods that way. My teenage daughter loves the food. She tells me it smells good. And what I use for seasoning are garlic powder, onion powder, cumin. What else? I use sea salt. I use black pepper, cayenne pepper. I do use Mrs. Dash to season my food as well. And that's basically it. What I do before I use a particular seasoning, though, is to check the ingredient to ensure that there is no sugar in it. And as I've been reading various ingredients of the seasonings that I do use typically, I was shocked because I never knew that they had sugar in them. So that was an experience. That was a learning experience for me. And, I encourage you to read the ingredients of everything that you're using, because you would think that you're only getting your sugar from sweets or certain pastas or fruits that you eat, but it's also in the seasonings that we buy in the store. You know, and it's just amazing just to realize that. So that was something that I've learned being on this diet, and this diet is really teaching me how to have a relationship with food in a different way. You can eat good and tasteful food. It doesn't have to have fat in it. It doesn't have to, and based on the seasonings you use, you're getting, where I'm potentially getting my fats and my sugars from. So it has definitely taught me some things. I've had to try a new vegetable which I've never eaten before, which was kale, and that came out wonderfully. I do have a steamer that I use, but I prefer to cook it down in a pan, if you will. Now, here's what I did, because when I steamed my kale and my chard, all of the nutrients fell to the reservoir that catches the water from the vegetable, and they appear to be kind of overcooked, but you have to cook it down in order to eat it, at least to the right texture, so I thought. And what I do, though, is I cat the water from the steaming them that's caught in the reservoir below the steam bowl that they're in. I actually pour that in the glass and I drink it, because I want all of those nutrients. I want to make sure I'm not losing anything. And so from now on, I typically, like I use, my vegetables of choice have been cabbage, kale, uh, chicory, or however you, chard. I'm sorry, chard. That's what it is. Asparagus, love asparagus. And I do have spinach. I haven't prepared that yet, but I realized after cooking the kale and the choy, chard, the chard, not to do it in the steamer, do it on the stove. And I've only had like 2 servings of it, so I kind of cook them all at the same time. I cook some in the pot and some in the steamer. I prefer to do it on the stove and to make sure that I get all those nutrients in. So I will use a steamer going forward again, but I'm always, always, always drinking the juice or the liquid that's caught in the reservoir just below the steam bowl. And, you know, it has the color of the, you know, the green, or when I did the kale, it was clear. I poured it in a cup and drank it. And I steamed my daughter some broccoli. I didn't eat the broccoli because it's not on the list of vegetables you can eat. And I asked her if she wanted to drink the broccoli juice, is what I'll call it. She said, "Oh, no, Ma." Guess what I did? I put it in a glass. I drank it. There's nutrients in there that I don't want to lose. And so I drank it. But my experience has been great. Remember, use a digital scale for accurate weighing of your meat, and just enjoy it. I mean, it's been a joy for me to see myself lose all the weight I've lost thus far. I'm maintaining a pound per day. I'm excited. Oh, and one thing that's very, very important on this 500 calorie per day protocol, this HCG protocol, you don't get hungry. I may eat my apple before lunch. I may eat my apple my apple and my cracker, my Melba toast, if you will, is the correct name for it, before I actually prepare my meal. So that's like a snack. Now, in the morning, of course, I drink tea. In fact, here's my tea pitcher right here. I drink this. I fill this up. I put 2 tea bags in it, and I've drank, of course it was filled, so I've drank it all the way down to here. And this is probably about another cup, I think. And you can use stevia to sweeten it, but I've been drinking tea without sweetener. So, okay, that's what's left. Here's my cup. I've been drinking green tea, and this is a green tea that I've gotten from Trader Joe's. But I've been drinking green and white teas for quite some time now, and I typically don't sweeten my teas. So even though I have stevia, I don't use it regularly. But I do this in the morning, and typically throughout the day, I may go in and just brew another pot. Another thing that you can do is, I typically have that by my bedside at night. And I will take a tea bag, a green tea bag, and just put it in there and just let it sit in the water. And the water is not hot, but it's room temperature because I don't drink cold water. And by the morning, it's the green tea has already brewed in the room temperature morning, just from sitting in that water bath, and I drink that. And then I'll make another one throughout the day. So it's been a great experience. I don't get hungry in the morning. I typically have my first meal generally after 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I may have the toast. I may have the apple first, and then I'll go in and cook my meats and my vegetable. And I cook fresh every day. I don't have a microwave anymore, so I have to kind of cook my food fresh every day, which I prefer. It's healthier for me anyway. But it's been fun. It's been exciting. I love my meals. It's just mastering the weight, and that's why I have the digital scale. And I hope that you'll get one so you can appropriately weigh your food as well. But it's been a great experience. I'm on day 10, and I'm down 14 pounds, and I'm excited. So I still have a ways to go, but I'm staying focused on this diet. I mean, the HCG protocol is what I really should call it. And, you know, it's just been an exciting process. So stay tuned. I'll keep you posted on my progress.